Similar to the infamous joke attributed to Charles de Gaulle about Brazil being the country of the future and always will be, it seems like predictions of the demise of the dollar-based international monetary system are destined to remain in the realm of fantasy. However, that future is actually approaching at a much quicker pace than previous failed forecasts of the end of dollar dominance would suggest. And in an unexpected twist, Brazil might just have the final laugh in shaping this transition. Let us at Digital Assets Unfiltered explain why crypto and blockchain technology could absolutely wreak havoc on the future US monetary system. Central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. The driving force lies within CBDCs, a concept of digital fiat money that ironically emerged as a response to the creation of the anti-fiat Bitcoin protocol in 2008. Bitcoin enthusiasts often dismiss central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, as government-controlled instruments that will be rejected by the public. However, they fail to recognize the significant global transformations these innovative tools will bring about on a larger scale. The adoption of CBDC-based direct settlement by key export economies like Brazil will lead to a significant trend of de-dollarization in the next decade. This will have profound implications for US capital markets, the global economy, and geopolitical power dynamics. With Brazil and other major economies like the United Arab Emirates, Russia, Singapore, and China experimenting with CBDCs, the era of direct settlement is on the horizon. However, it is China that takes the lead in introducing its electronic currency, the ECNY, as it aims to reduce its reliance on the dollar. These 5 economies not only contribute to 25% of global output, but also play crucial roles in world trade, whether it's exporting oil, food, stuffs, natural gas, consumer goods, or serving as a finance and shipping hub. As they strategize their currency approaches, the impact on international dynamics cannot be underestimated. Cross-border CBDCs are what matter. CBDCs are often seen from a consumer perspective, where they are perceived as fresh digital currencies for everyday transactions. This somewhat exaggerated notion has sparked worries about government monitoring of individuals' spending habits. While those privacy concerns are valid, wholesale cross-border transactions pose a much larger problem that cannot be ignored. People have long been advocating for the implementation of protocol-based interoperability between countries, allowing them to directly exchange digital fiat currencies. This would undoubtedly have a profound impact on the international monetary system. By utilizing a decentralized, blockchain-based escrow structure that cryptographically locks in an exchange rate forward contract, both exporters and importers can safeguard themselves against currency volatility throughout the duration of their trade agreement. The beauty of this system is that neither party needs to place their trust in each other or any third party to hold the funds. Consequently, there would be no necessity for the dollar to act as an intermediary. Let me illustrate this with an example. Imagine a Brazilian farmer striking a deal with a Chinese hoggery to supply soy meal feed for their pigs. They could agree upon a fixed real-to-renminbi exchange rate at the time of signing, and a smart contract would automatically release the funds upon the arrival of the shipment in Shanghai. With the implementation of reliable oracles, this entire process could occur seamlessly between the two parties, eliminating the need for either side to rely on the other's promise to deliver the funds or the goods. Consequently, they have the opportunity to abandon the highly inefficient existing system, where a US-regulated correspondent bank usually serves as the trusted intermediary in the transaction. This involves converting the importer's renminbi into dollars and then exchanging them into reals for the Brazilian exporter. If more of these arrangements were to emerge, it would ultimately decrease the global demand for dollars in trade and subsequently lead to a decline in investments in dollar reserve assets like US government bonds. Morgan Stanley's take on crypto dethroning the dollar. According to Andrew Peel, the head of digital asset markets at Morgan Stanley, the surge in interest for digital assets like Bitcoin, the rise in stablecoin volumes, and the emergence of CBDCs have the potential to bring about significant changes in the currency landscape. Peel also highlighted that due to US monetary policy and the imposition of economic sanctions, certain countries are actively seeking alternatives to the dollar. This shift away from dollar dependency is further driving the interest in digital currencies, such as Bitcoin, stablecoins, and CBDCs. On the other hand, He pointed out that stablecoins tied to the US dollar also play a crucial role as they can highlight the importance of fiat currency. As stablecoins continue to evolve and gain acceptance from mainstream financial institutions, they have the potential to significantly reshape the global financial landscape and reinforce the dominance of the dollar, Peel stated. Nevertheless, the increasing adoption of stablecoins has sparked widespread interest in CBDCs. As these digital currencies gain more widespread acceptance and advance technologically, they have the potential to establish a standardized framework for cross-border payments. This could reduce reliance on intermediaries like SWIFT and lessen the dependence on dominant currencies like the dollar, the report explained. Depleted dollar demand. Pauser's vision of Bretton Woods III foresees a future where the dollar loses its dominant position as the world's reserve currency. Unlike the British pound's replacement by the US dollar in the past, Pauser predicts a multi-currency world where no single currency holds sway. This shift is made possible by CBDC clearing mechanisms, eliminating the need for a universal reserve currency. Instead, trading partners will choose which currency to denominate their deals in, without defaulting to the dollar or any other standard currency for settlement. Contrary to some arguments, China is not destined to become the leader in reserve currencies. However, its global influence is expected to grow as more trade contracts are listed in renminbi. This trend is already underway with several countries, including Russia, Brazil, Argentina, the United Arab Emirates, and Egypt, agreeing to denominate their trade with China in its currency. Even U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen acknowledges the gradual decline in worldwide dollar reserves. The implications for the U.S. are significant, depending on the speed of this trend. The ongoing demand for dollar assets by foreign entities sustains the debt of U.S. consumers, companies, and government entities. This demand supports U.S. bonds, keeping their yields low and consequently lowering broader U.S. interest rates. Affordable mortgages for Americans are a result of foreign demand for dollars. However, if this demand diminishes, the cost of capital in the U.S. will likely rise, potentially impacting the economy significantly. Why fight? What is inevitable? This moment can be seen as a classic case of, if you can't beat them, join them. It's clear that Wall Street banks are gradually losing their intermediary status, which means that Washington can no longer rely on them to monitor global transactions. Instead of fighting this reality, the U.S. should embrace it and find ways to capitalize on its remaining advantage as the issuer of a highly sought-after currency. By emphasizing the soft power aspects of the dollar's dominance, such as the principles of openness and the rule of law that underpin its value, the U.S. can maintain its reputation as a forward-thinking, advanced economy. It's time to let go of the hard power tactics of gatekeeping and control and focus on leveraging the influence of the dollar in a more constructive manner. This approach not only reinforces the perception of the U.S. as a global leader, but also allows for the exploration of innovative monetary solutions that can benefit users worldwide. In conclusion, the potential impact of crypto and blockchain on the U.S. monetary system is a puzzle that continues to unfold. If you found this exploration intriguing, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe.